Good morning, guys. How are you today? It's the plant-based health coach for caregivers who want to eliminate chronic stress and maintain optimal health while caregiving. How's everyone this morning? My name is Melanie, and I wanted to come on I haven't been on for a minute because I was just thinking about caregiving, because I'm still a caregiver. And one thing about caregiving is unpredictable from day to day. You don't know what's going to come up, what crisis is going to come up, emergencies, situations, you just don't know. And so it's unpredictable. So I'm on here today because I've been dealing with some caregiving issues, and I gotta be real, because when you're a caregiver, sometimes it can be so all-encumbering that you can't show up. You can't show up. But as a caregiver and a plant-based health coach, you still can be successful. I want to let you know that you can still be successful, because the goal is to maintain your equilibrium, to maintain your well-being, to maintain your physical health in order to continue caring for your loved one. And so that's why it's so important to address your health, because what you put into your mouth, what you put into your mind, what you put onto your body, what you allow in your environment, who you allow in your community, plays a major role on how successful you will be at eliminating stress and maintaining optimal health as you caregive. Because when these emergencies happen, these crises happen, these situations happen, you gotta cope with them, you gotta deal with them, and then you gotta be able to rebound. You can't stay down. You gotta get back up. You have people dependent on you. You have yourself, you dependent on yourself. Just because you're a caregiver doesn't mean you don't have a life. Doesn't mean you don't have dreams, aspirations, and goals. You have those as well that you want to achieve for yourself. But just because you're a caregiver doesn't mean that you neglect all these things, that you neglect your spirituality, your mental health. So this is why I want to help caregivers, because when you're a caregiver and you're dealing with all this stuff, it's so easy to let these things go. And some of us are lifelong caregivers. If we have children who are disabled, it never stops. And however, there's some people, it may be our parents, our aging parents, our mates, our extended family members that we're caring for. And the caregiving may end. It's gonna end. It's temporary. Even long term, everything's temporary, but it's temporary. It's not as you're not doing lifelong caregiving as you would with a child. However, it's temporary. And what I see and what I find is, many times when the caregiving stops, that's when you have to confront yourself. You have to confront your health, your physical health, your mental health, your spirituality. And sometimes it's hard to come back. Sometimes you have endured so much, it feels like it's impossible to come back. You're in a whole different mindset after that. It's very jarring to the mind to caregive and watch loved ones who you love deteriorate and the constant care without let up and no breaks, no self-care, not eating right, not moving your body, and then when it ends, it hits you like a brick. And sometimes the result is a chronic health condition or a serious health condition. Sometimes it's not being able to regroup mentally, because maybe prior to our having to caregive, we hadn't dealt with any of our, we haven't done any self-development work. We haven't dealt with trauma or other issues that we dealt with throughout our lives. And sometimes caregiving for aging parents can trigger all that, bring that back. Or the death of this person we caregiving. It can just be very weighing on us. Sometimes it can paralyze you. I'm talking about in a mental, even a physical way. So it's really important to nourish yourself and nurture yourself while caregiving. Making sure you get the proper nutrients and food in your body to give you the energy and the strength that you need to continue on your caregiving journey, or at the end of your caregiving journey. Maybe you need to, even while caregiving, see a therapist or whatever professional you may need to address your trauma if you're not able to get past those things, because it's going to come up. It's going to come up. Resentment can come up. A lot of different things can come up. So it's really important to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, take care of your mind, your spirituality, because, like I said, when the caregiving ends, a lot of times it ends maybe with that person you've been caring for, it ends in death. So not only do you have the exhaustion, the mental exhaustion, the physical exhaustion, the mental, just going through the whole process. Like I said before, watching your loved one deteriorate, just dealing with the everyday grind of caregiving, what it does something to the mind. And then when they pass away, now you're dealing with grief. And all of these things affect your body. And this is a mind-body connection, but caregiving is also physical. It's physically taxing as well as mentally taxing. And so it's so important that you feed your body and you can care for yourself and your body, because if you don't provide yourself with the proper nutrients, the food, the time for yourself to get mental clarity, to relax, to take care of your mind. If you're dealing with some mental or emotional issues, it's important while you're caregiving to continue to do that, to move your body. It's not, you need to move your body in order to feel at your best, to have the energy that you need to perform the activities, because sometimes it involves lifting, heavy lifting and things like that. And it's just not that lifting. The exercise helps your mental. It increases your endorphins, your serotonin in your brain to help you to be able to continue to cope while caregiving and maintain a sense of peace or joy. So the exercise is good. If you don't get enough sleep and rest, you're not going to be at your optimal. So even while caregiving, you may need the assistance. You know, you do need assistance, because it's not something you can do alone. But unfortunately, when the caregiving issue comes up, it's so sad that most of the time it's one family member that's doing all the work, which is really sad. And that's another reason why you got to take care of yourself, because nobody may be looking out for you, or I got to have your back. So you have to have your own back, and you have to do these things, and you have to make the time. Sometimes it can be so overwhelming that you feel like you can't do it alone, and you can. You can't do it alone, really. You may need the assistance of a therapist to help you with the mental and emotional component of caregiving. You know, you may need a health coach to help you through the process of maintaining your health or addressing a chronic health condition that you're dealing with. Because if you already have a chronic health condition and you're caregiving, it can exacerbate that. It can cause you to become sick. So maybe you need a health coach that can help you, guide you, give you the tools you need to stay on track with your health goals. You know, maybe you need a community of like-minded individuals, or individuals who are experiencing what you're experiencing, so that you can have an outlet. You know, so you can have some support. So I just want to come on there because, like I said, I've been dealing with some caregiving issues. And like when you're caregiving, the thing is, you're caregiving, the other stuff don't stop. And that's the problem. Okay, sometimes you're caregiving and you got that down pat, but then a whole bunch of other stuff start happening. I've had recently so many things going on in my apartment. We're constantly have interruptions, people having to come here, fix this, fix that, fix this. And while we're on the phone here, guess what? My air conditioner just started acting up again. And I'm going to have to call her to come up and do the air conditioning. So it's like those things. Sometimes it's financial issues, because caregiving can cause you to incur a lot of financial issues, because you may not be able to work full time, or you can't go out and make the money that you used to make because you have to caregive. So it could be financial issues. It could be a whole host of other things that you're dealing with. You may have other children. You may have a mate while you're caregiving, other responsibilities that you have. And it seems like it's impossible to just juggle them all. So I want to come on and share that, because a caregiver's life is unpredictable. It's up and down. And sometimes people may have expectations of you, or think that you need to show up and perform, or whatever it may be. People who have these expectations may have expectations of you. But as a caregiver, you have to focus on you, what you have the capacity to handle. And the number one priority should be your health and your spirituality. Your spiritual health, your mental health, and your physical health should be your priority. So don't feel bad, don't feel guilty, don't feel like you're a failure because you're not living up to the expectations of others. Sometimes we put these expectations on ourselves to be perfect and accomplished. You know what? That's not a reality in the life of a caregiver. So focus on your spirituality, because for me personally, I can't achieve anything without the help of my God. Everything I get, I owe to Him, that I've did this far. So your spirituality comes first. than your mental and physical health. It's the only way you're going to be successful as a caregiver. Only way. And you have to sit down and you have to decide, and you have to make a plan. And that's where health coaching can be helpful in a lot of ways, and it can be helpful in facilitating you staying consistent with your plan. So if you're a caregiver and you are dealing with chronic health challenges, and you need the support, consider a health coach. And at Truly Plant-Based, we help caregivers to eliminate chronic stress, maintain optimal health while caregiving. And that's our mission, to help caregivers, because we understand what the daily grind is, what the daily plight is, and you're not perfect, and you can't do it all alone. So, on that note, I'm off to enjoy a morning of spiritual activity and nourishment, to nourish myself spiritually. It's the best. It's better than food. And so, again, take these things to heart, and remember, you're not alone. You don't have to do it alone. And you cannot be successful as a caregiver if you are putting others who are not the caregiving, who you're not caring for others, and their expectations of you ahead of your own care. It's just impossible. And if you're grieving, or if the mental has become too much for you, seek professional help. And on that note, you guys have a wonderful, amazing day on purpose.